Welcome to the Living Heaven on Earth Cornelia Stephanie show. Today I'm with my beautiful co-host Julia Hummingbird Jewel. And Julia is going to talk to us today about the spiritual law of polarity. And so what's really, really important living heaven on earth is that there are laws. And to know what those spiritual laws are, that's what these shows are about, to help you to know what the laws are, because Julia does this amazing research. She puts these blogs together, and today we're going to talk about the spiritual law of polarity. And it gives us the perfect opportunity then to walk the talk, to integrate the spiritual law and to really know what it means. So tell us, Julia, what does the spiritual law of polarity mean, and why did you choose this law today?
Okay, so we've been doing a series on the spiritual laws. Hello, everybody. Julia Hummingbird Jewel. So I'm receiving these laws by divine guidance. I ask divine guidance which spiritual law to do next. So I'm not choosing them. I ask for the incoming. So what I'm doing is, because a lot of people have written about the spiritual law of polarity. So I kind of go and I look at everybody's articles. Some people have done YouTubes on that. And then I'm trying to ask, how can I incorporate my own personal experiences into this law, just so it's not so dry. But what's happened for me is just, analyzing it and seeing what it means to me. And so the polarity, when I wrote my blog, I compared it to a flashlight and putting batteries into a flashlight. So you have a positive and you have a negative. So I know myself, I'm not very technical. I'll go put the flashlight batteries in and it won't work, right? Because if you have two positives, it doesn't work, or if you have two negatives, right? So that's kind of how it works in life. We have complete opposites, and it's easy to go hot and cold and good and bad. But I mean, when you really got to apply it, and what I understood is that seeing the negative and the positive creates a circuitry, and it ignites, it like lights up. And so you can utilize it in everyday occurrences. Say you can see the advantage in something that's really terrible. You see the other side of it. And when you do, there's a certain freedom to it. You can free yourself from traumatic experiences. You can, we have, like people say, oh, get up in the morning and, write your gratitude list. Well, you can also turn around a negative. You can turn a negative around and see the positive in the negative. It works both ways. So it was really interesting writing and having everything come to this article. I'm actually learning a lot myself that I didn't even know about. So how would you do a negative? For example, for me, it was like, I am so grateful that I became homeless. I had an experience in my life where I was homeless it wasn't very long, but what happened to me was I got locked out of the house. I was married, actually to a very wealthy person. So I got locked out of my home. Well, that's against the law, but it takes a while to go to court and get, the orders and everything. So I experienced homelessness. And for me, I had been judgmental prior to that for people that are homeless, because I'm very keep my ducks in a row, always have a job, and you just don't know what could happen. And so I'm so grateful I had that experience, because now I know what it feels like. So that's an example of turning a negative into a positive and polarizing it.
Exactly. And, that was a beautiful description. And you talking about the spiritual law of polarity is exactly, with the work, the level of work that I've done with the emotional core wounding, where I talked about it on your book show, as a matter of fact, where I talked about the emotional core wounding. And like, for instance, if there is an energy of feeling betrayed, and the opposite of betrayal is trust. If
Yes,
there's
yeah.
an energy, if there's an energy of the core wound of abandonment, the opposite of abandonment is safety,
Right,
secure.
right. You're
If
right.
there's an energy of unworthiness, of feeling unworthy, the opposite of that is feeling worthy and being worthy. So this is so beautiful and perfect that you are bringing these spiritual laws so that our beloved audience will
Yeah.
have, the models and the role models and the examples of the level of integrity of really what it takes right now to walk our talk, because there's so many things that are changing out there, and truly our spirituality, where we can look at deeply what our soul is yearning for, what our life, the simplicity of how we live our lives, what's really important. And I know for me what was really important is my spirituality. And that's why even when I asked you to come and be a guest co-host with me here on the Living Heaven on Earth show, you wanted to bring the spiritual laws. And I do hope, Julia, that you take these spiritual laws that we've been sharing. This is the fourth one, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think this is the fourth one. I hope that at the end of the 12-month series that you will take all the spiritual laws that you've compiled and put them into a book, so someone will have them handy, that they can read the 12 spiritual laws to success, or the new earth or whatever. But let's tell the audience where they can read up on this blog right now
Oh,
of
thank
the
you.
spiritual law. Yeah.
It's my website, hummingbird-jewel.com. And I did want to speak also in when writing this, there's tools for manifesting too. There's opposites when you manifest. So we always think, okay, I'm going to get my wants and I'm going to picture the car that I want. And I use the red convertible as an example because I think they use that one in the law, The Secret too. So, she gave you all the tools there. You picture that you're driving the car and the brand, and you smell the leather and you can see yourself. Well, there's also the opposite that you need to do too. What if you don't receive what you want? So you do a whole other imagination and scenario that you don't get the red car, but you're perfectly okay with it because you trust the divine. You realize that if I don't receive it, there's something better for me, or perhaps I wasn't meant to have it. And that doesn't mean that you have to give up on on your goals, but what it does, it takes the importance off of it, and it creates the polarity in it. I get it, I don't get it, creates this circuit, and then bada boom, bada bing, you can start incrementally working towards your goals. So that was another thing that I pointed out, and I spelled this out in the blog. It's really interesting, really taking it apart. And then there was the masculine and the feminine polarities. There's just a lot to it. And that's why I write the blogs, is because we can't cover it in 10 minutes, but I want people to realize there's more than just the law of attraction. And when we work them all together, it's very, very potent.
Yes, we had the law of attraction, we had the law of oneness, and you can listen to and go back to some of the previous shows that we've done. You can look at Hummingbird Jewel's YouTube channel, and you can also look at Cornelia Stephanie's YouTube channel under the Heaven on Earth playlist. And that is where all the shows that we've done on the other spiritual laws, that if you want to catch up on those.
Right.
And also at any point in time, if you want to come and join us in our beloved audience right here live online together with us, we would love for you to, because you can join us live here in the audience and get your tickets to join us free. And it's amazing what happens when you're in this vibration, in this energy.
Hello, my name is Charlene Hess, and I want to share with you my wonderful experience of choosing to use Kornelia Stephanie as my life coach. My life is so different now from where it was when I began working with her in 2011. At that time, I was in a dysfunctional marriage. I had my own business. I was raising 2 children and completely dead inside. After working with Kornelia, I began to gain confidence. I began to learn and understand how to use my emotions in my life. I learned how to process the emotions that were stored in my body, the ones that I thought that I had already worked through in my 12 years of counseling prior to working with her. The process that she had taken me through of using my emotions to heal my life, to use my anger to find peace, was absolutely incredible. I have been working with her one-on-one for many years now, and even though I am in a place now where I am thriving in my life, I still refer to Kornelia as my coach, and I still work with her on an ongoing basis where we're always checking in and keeping me accountable in my growth. After working with her for many years, I decided to go through her wholeness certification coaching program, and it has absolutely been an amazing process. I now am a certified empowerment coach, and I got certified through her program, and I am taking clients and helping them to find the empowerment in their lives. One of the things that I love about Kornelia is that she taught me that I am the authority in my own life. And that was a really difficult experience to go through because it was really fighting against all of the dogma and programming that was so ingrained in my brain that all of the authority is outside of me. But as I began to understand and believe and adopt and know the truth that I am the authority in my life is when everything in my life started to shift and change. I became responsible for my decisions. I became responsible for creating a life that I love. And now I'm here in this amazing, beautiful place, living a life of so much happiness and joy. And no matter what life throws at me, I have the tools to be able to approach everything from a place of empowerment. And now I have the ability to help other people do the same. So working with Kornelia has absolutely been the best decision that I've ever made in my life. It has taken me from a life of absolute misery and given me the tools to be able to have a life of absolute, complete joy. So I cannot recommend working with her enough. I hope that you decide to choose to have her as your coach. Go through her empowerment coaching program, go through her wholeness certification, and I guarantee you won't regret it.
Welcome back to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. I'm with my beautiful co-host, Hummingbird Jewel, and now we're going to introduce you to a very special guest that Julia invited on, and we're going to talk about this beautiful, right? Booty-ful, beautiful product that they're going to introduce us to. So I'm looking forward to hearing about it. So here we go. Thanks, Julia.
Yeah, I'm so excited about reverse aging. And so every show I've been introducing a Neora product, and I brought on superstar Ellery Sims, Neora Superstar. So she wouldn't let me tell you her title, but she's been with Neora for 7 years, I believe. And she started out as a very successful real estate agent. She lives in Taos, New Mexico. She was doing very well, but she had this feeling inside. She wanted to do something where she was helping others. She just had this, questioning to the divine. So she puts a prayer up, but she specifies that, you need to kind of hit me over the head. You need to put it right into my face so I know exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do. And who would know that it would come in the form of a bottle of face lotion. So I have been focusing, Ellery, on the wellness. I'm really into the inside out. So I featured the Brain Formula EHT, the Second Brain, our pro and prebiotics. And then last month we had these sunscreen. So today I'd love for you to introduce the face cream, because that's what hit you in the face, and let us know about the fun things that Neora has to offer.
Thank you, Julia. Hi, Kornelia. I'm so honored to be on the show. I've been looking forward to it all week. And talking about this cream, it's totally changed my life. Like Julia said, I just said I wanted more. I wanted to help other people. I didn't want my life to just be about paying my mortgage. I wanted to live a bigger life. but please hit me in the face because you know I don't do subtle. So I did get some information about this product through a friend, and it was actually a man, and he said, you know, this company works with biotech companies and everything is at the cellular level. So you have to try this product. They were looking for a topical cure for skin cancer. Well, it didn't remove skin cancer, but it removed wrinkles. So it's like, hey, I'm in. But I still didn't believe him because I was such a skeptic, and like most women, I have drawers full of anti-aging and none of it worked. So I took the bottle and I used it on half my face. And you guys, I mean, dramatic changes. I'm embarrassed to say that my friends wouldn't let me use it on the other side because the stuff was flying off the shelves. There was such a dramatic change. This is the third generation of that first night cream. And that first year when we had this, the first version, we sold $100 million worth of one bottle. Why? Because it works at the cellular level. And it detoxes the face, and it reduces wrinkles and makes you look 10 to 15 years younger. And this version has a natural retinol serum. A lot of people can't use regular retinol because it's too harsh for their face. But this night serum addresses every major sign of aging. And I think you guys agree with me, the aging in this country is pretty scary. People are aging way too fast. So this comes in, this product comes in at the cellular level, and we guarantee if you give us a year, we'll give you 10. It happens much faster than that though.
Yeah. I don't even use the Botox. I call it the Botox. I've always called it the Botox. I don't even use it anymore. I don't have to do injections at all. And so, yay.
Well, you won't have to because, and this is a healthy alternative. I love it because it's the marriage of science and nature. If you get too much nature, you don't get any results, right? If you get too much science, then you're likely to get chemicals. So we have no chemicals. Our scientists in the biotech companies, one of them is associated with Princeton University, and they get botanicals from around the world and pull the molecules out and do their magic. And then, I mean, I call it the fountain of youth in a bottle. Can you see? It's the fountain of youth in a bottle. And there's a money back guarantee. So what's not to love?
And so, you know, you can take this to a level where Ellery has full time. She's got the car. She goes on trips all over the place. She's just got back from Mexico. Or you can do the 3-year free if you sign up as a brand partner and you just get 3 people, you know, to help them, you know, with their wellness. And then you get product for free. You get your product for free, or $140 worth of free product every month if you want to do brand partner. Or you can just be a customer too. But you also get Ellery. You get me. And, you know, we have so much fun together. You get Leslie Hawker, who was on the show. I mean, we're all a big family. I've actually been to the headquarters in Dallas and met the owners. And it's a huge company, but it's beautiful and fun. So I just encourage people, because it's the end of the year. And this is when I signed up as a brand partner, was at year end, because I had to try the products. I wasn't going to try to sell anything that I didn't. I was like her, a little skeptical, but I kind of, you know, being intuitive, I knew. But so I could write off my introductory fee off my taxes because it was a new business, and you get a beautiful website. It's just a no-brainer. If you're going to do a side gig, do it with something that you're going to use every month, that you love, that you believe in, and have fun with it. Right, Ellery?
Exactly. And you know, our culture is so uplifting. Our mission statement is making people better. And that's what we do. And the culture is all about happiness, learning to be happy before you get the car, the girl, the guy, the raise. And when, as you guys know so well, and when I'm so grateful that you're telling people here, is you become the magnet for everything good. And this bottle, Julia, you would have been one. I had several people being in Taos, New Mexico. You know, we're very spiritual up there.
Yeah.
We had people pick up this bottle and go, oh yeah, I can feel the energy. I'm getting this. So you would have been one of those people.
Well, I kind of was. I intuitively knew right away. I just signed up as a brand partner. I didn't just try one of the bottles because I wanted to try all the variety of products that they have. And back then, I think we only had 13, and now we're up to 20. Can I tell them about the hair?
Yes, but tell them it's a secret and not to tell anybody.
Well, before you tell them about the hair, let's give a call to action right now to our beloved audience so that they know where to go get this beautiful product that you're talking about. Tell us where to go get the one bottle, and also how to sign up to become a brand partner.
Okay, so my website is hummingbird-jewel.com, and I have a specific tab for reverse aging. And you just scroll down that page. You know, I do a little blurb, and I'm 61 years old. Look at me. And then you can go to purchase a product, and there you can just kind of peruse around if you like. Or you can just email me, hummingbirdjewel@yahoo.com. You mentioned Kornelia or the show, you can get a free coaching package from me, which includes psychic readings or some of my perfume or whatever you want. And also, if you sign up as a brand partner. Do we have other specials for brand partners right now, Ellery?
Anyone that signs up now before the end of the year, the company is giving a free bottle of the Neora Firm. In the beginning, we only had one bottle. You don't even want to know where we put that because skin is skin, right? Thankfully, they came up with this fabulous skin product that takes care of hail damage, otherwise known as I keep calling it hair damage, the pox on your skin. What is it?
Oh, yeah, cellulite.
Cellulite. Oh, I don't even say the word.
But you don't know what it is anymore.
Scarring, it tightens everything. It's $100 bottle that you get for free. We had a 6-month supply and it sold out in 4 days. So it's really a great gift.
Wow, that's great.
Wonderful. It sounds amazing. So do tell us the secret about the hair. I want to hear that.
Oh,
okay,
look at
so
my hair.
we've gone into hair care, and we are just like we blew up the skincare industry, we're going to blow up the hair care industry. We've got once again, these are all botanicals out of the biotech companies, and there's a shampoo and a conditioner, there is a mask, and then there's a solution that you actually put into your hair that is causing hair to grow back. We have parts on people where you can see the hair growing back, and guess what? It grows back in the color it was before. So it's thickening the hair. After I used the mask, I couldn't believe how silky my hair was. I have thick hair, but it's very thin and fine, so it tangles. It doesn't tangle anymore. And when I would wear black, I would see maybe 10 of the hairs that fell out that day. My hair doesn't fall out anymore. And it retains color. For people who color their hair, that fades. You have to go back every month to have a new treatment. It retains the color, and we're coming out with it in the spring. So anybody that signs up to be a brand partner is going to have a team of people to be ready to go when we launch basically a new hair care company.
I was kind of like, I don't want the whole thing. I just want the hair conditioner and the shampoo. That's all I'm going to use. But they made me buy all of them, and I am so glad. I had tried some other online products, didn't really make a difference to me. So I really wasn't expecting all that much. I guess I should have one time. I used to have to curl my hair for every show because my hair is very long, almost down to my waist, and it's so dry at the ends. I was constantly oiling it. Not anymore. I mean, the mask, and oh my gosh, I have never experienced anything like this before. So I'm really excited about the hair because hair is kind of important to me. I've always liked my long hair. But if you have long hair and it's all frazzly, that was not very nice. So anyway, the secret's out.
Yeah,
Looking
don't tell
forward,
anybody, but
yeah,
it's out.
and looking forward to, experiencing and testing out this product. So can't wait to experience that. Now, do you want to tell the audience again one more time how to access the product?
Yeah, on my website, hummingbird-jewel.com, you go to reverse aging. I have several different tabs on my website, and then scroll down to Neora. It will say purchase a product, but there you can just kind of look through all the different products, and then you can get a hold of me. I'll do a free consultation if you just want like one product or you want to figure out what's best for you. The beauty consultations are always free. So I'd love to hear from you, or email me at hummingbirdjewel@yahoo.com. We would love to have you on the team as a brand partner or just as a customer.
Yes, and it sounds like a wonderful time right now to pick up a side hustle,
Yep.
because so many people are changing, jobs, and changing, where they want to live, how they want to work. That having a side hustle right now, especially as we begin 2020, is a really beautiful thing to have in your pocket, right, Ellery?
Absolutely. There was a whole thing in USA Today about in 2020 that there will be 60 million Americans with a side hustle. And there's Uber, there's Etsy, but ours brings in residual income and it's turnkey. So if you'd like residual income, this would be the one to choose.
I mean, in skincare, I don't know what the dollar amount is for skincare that women spend on skincare, but I know it's huge. I don't know what it is, but I know it's huge. So it's a really wonderful side hustle for anyone that's looking to, supplement their income and also become a 6-7 figure earner, because that's also many people are living that. And network marketing really is a wonderful opportunity for people to thrive in business, not just with the product, but there's so much to learn in network marketing that you can apply that to so many things.
Well, thank you so much, Ellery, for joining us. I really loved having you on. I just really wanted to show you off because you're so beautiful and wonderful and so fun to work with. And so thank you.
Thanks,
you
Ellery. Thanks, Ellery.
so much. It's been my honor to join both of you beautiful ladies.
Thank you.
My name's Bob Skeel. I'm 91 years old, and I want to take a few minutes now to share with you the important role, actually the critical role, Kornelia has played in my life. I say critical because I'm not sure I'd be alive at all to the many possibilities that make up our human experience at my age, if not for her. I could have easily become another dead man walking, only half conscious, stumbling through my remaining years, if it hadn't been for Kornelia. 6 years ago, I lost my wife to Alzheimer's. We'd been married for 61 years. I never thought I'd be a widower, but there I was, suddenly lost and alone, but with the good sense to set a working goal for myself. I was going to spend the rest of my life committed to unconditional love, whatever that meant and wherever that took me. A year or so later, Kornelia came along, helping me over several years to focus that unconditional love where it had never been focused before, on me. My whole life, my entire being had been focused on love of neighbor, and I had derived great satisfaction from that. But in the process, I had ignored the second part. I love your neighbor as yourself. Now it was time to direct that love inward. I didn't see that right away, but Kornelia did, and she drew me there. She drew me actually to God. Through many conversations over coffee and after numerous, sometimes tearful, agonizing discussions, Kornelia was able to lead me, kicking and screaming, to within where I needed to be. It was there finally that I was able to re-identify myself. It was in bringing unconditional love to myself that I now saw myself in a new light, a fully conscious, worthy human being, capable of healing, loving, and creating in my own right, All these gifts of the evolutionary process. I'm a new man now, younger as I get older. I don't move as fast as I once did, of course, but my smile is quicker and I engage the heart and mind of others more readily. I would likely not be at such a wonderful stage in my life if not for Kornelia. I owe my new life to her, a wonderful friend and a constant source of inspiration. Thank you, Kornelia.
Welcome back, everyone. We have another very special surprise for you today. Our beautiful hummingbird Jewel brought another special guest that she's going to introduce us to that's going to help us right now not put on the pounds, because we are in the holiday season and we know what it's like. You know, we go from this party to this party to this party to this party, and next thing you know, we added on all this extra weight during the holiday season, and now we can choose not to. And we're going to talk a little bit about nutrition and how to make better choices with our beautiful guest that Julia is going to introduce us to.
I am so excited. Okay, so Sherry Gideons was a former professional bodybuilder and she's a current fitness expert. As a transformational thought leader, she's achieved honors in the fitness wellness industry as a thriving coach and motivator. Her background includes more than 30 years of training in the health and wellness industry, as well as training in metaphysics and communications. So she started bodybuilding as an army wife, working out in base gyms in the 1980s and began to compete in Europe. But Sherry had her issues with obesity and food and found that there was a component to her emotional eating. When she returned to the United States, she pursued pro bodybuilding. But the pressures of bodybuilding and her own struggles with emotional eating and being good enough led her to her first near-death experience. Sherry had become anorexic and was using chemicals such as steroids to maintain the then fitness world status quo. And it was then that she had her first heart attack and near-death experience in 1997. I believe she was in her 30s. But she took this experience and this heavenly messages and turned her life into one of a metaphysical teacher, coach, and motivational teacher. But this wasn't the first of her encounters with the other side, as in 2004, she was giving birth to her twins, and a week later, she had another cardiac arrest and near-death experience. And upon awakening, she was told that she had to spend 6 months in the hospital, that she had to wait for a heart transplant, and she only had 30% capacity of her heart. But Sherry knew that she could self-heal. She had received divine guidance from the other side and her life purpose. So now today, not only did she self-heal, but she teaches others the principles about anyone can experience heaven within. And I just love this. She says heaven is not a destination, but a state of being. So Sherry Gideons offers everyday people, business owners, and entrepreneurs a reliable, high-quality resource for life mastery. Now, some of her accolades are full-time life coach, certified licensed the Center for Spiritual Living. She's a certified Life Mastery Institute consultant. She's degreed with a BS in technology and journalism. And now she offers just a variety of services on her beautiful website. Now, her name is spelled SherryGideons. So it's SherryGideons.com. So with all her attributes, today we're going to showcase her 60-second Soul-ution workout. And she has a 30-day nutritional nutritional program. so we can get some beautiful booties for the holiday season and a jump start on the new decade. Because who has time for all these trips to the gym, and how can we incorporate wellness and spiritual fitness into our everyday life? I love Sherry's mission statement, supporting everyday people to create successful lives that align with their purpose and passion. Welcome to the show, Sherry. I'm so glad to have you.
Welcome. My gosh, what an amazing dedication to me. I really am so grateful, and I'm really honored to be here. What an amazing opportunity to, spread the light to world people worldwide, and to really help them identify that I don't have anything they don't have themselves, that each and every one of us is an amazing gift. And when we come to that belief in ourselves, the entire world opens up to us, just like me attracting a beautiful woman like you, and who's now one of my amazing friends.
I know. So let's start with your 30-day nutritional challenge. I was going to start with the other one, but I think this is more important because it leads in. Why did you choose 30 days?
Well, here's the thing. People struggle with belief, and we don't realize that belief is subjective. And one of the things that traps us in our own individual belief is we create hard for ourselves. And we also look back when we make a goal or set an intention, we look back to what we've tried before.
Yeah.
And we don't realize that ultimately we're self-prophesizing our now experience based on the feelings, the emotions, and the memories of the previous attempts. So the reason I start with the 30-day challenge is because I want people to get comfortable with where they're at right now. Because believe it or not, our bodies are a cellular system, and literally those cells are creating what we believe and what we feel. And so I want to start from right now and help people align with the feeling of what they want first.
And you start with a healthy mind, correct?
Right, correct. Yeah.
And then you move into whole body health, I
Mhm.
believe. And then what's the best version of you? Is that right?
Yes.
And so your programs are really expensive. Not.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh my gosh, how much are they?
Well, right now, the program for the 30-day one, I have a $97 special to get started on that. Also, you have access to me for 30 days. Any questions, any struggles you're going through in your mindset, I do a weekly group call because I want people to be able to connect too. If they're doing it in a group and however many people we have sign up for it, we want you to be able to connect with other people so you can too inspire and motivate each other in the group.
That's so important.
Oh, absolutely.
So what are your top 3 nutritional tips that you could give us right now?
Well, as I said first, it's getting clear about what you want, to really identify not so much with this body that we think that we need in order to feel happy and joyous. What we really want to do is get clear about how we want to feel. Do you want to have more energy? Do you want to have more vitality? Do you want to feel more youthful? Because ultimately that body is a reflection of what's going on in here. So that's tip 1. Tip 1 is get clear first about what you want.
Okay.
Besides the perfect body or the smaller waistline or what have you. And so 2 is I take people into a new version of only making choices in today. If today is all there is, we get set up when we attempt this type of a goal or this type of intention is we want to get overwhelmed and we want to feel frustrated or we want results instantaneously.
Sure.
And ultimately when we live in today and we make decisions in today, we actually are creating more energy and more opportunities for more of that to show up. I mean, literally in our outward and inward experience. So that's tip 2. And tip 3 is that you don't want to be so regimented. That's why my nutrition program is so focused on giving you choices, because
Oh, good.
ultimately you want to eat foods that you like. You don't want to be eating foods where you're, like I said, going through the moments of today and looking back at, oh my gosh, I really don't like this. And that's why I don't like to eat healthy, because I'm always stuck on a regimen that doesn't feel good and it
Yeah.
doesn't taste good. So tip 3 is to give a variety of different choices that allows you, to live fully in this new experience, to eat foods that you're actually connecting, more energy and less cravings to, where you're not craving the sugars and where you're not feeling like you're going, with deprivation. That's the 3 key components that I really like to start people out with in this type of program, because this is something you want to win in for life.
I know. I like to call it a live it instead of a diet, because
Yes.
diet has the word die in it, so I don't like. So I like to live it, and then I kind of will have a mindset. For me, it helps to say I can eat whatever I want, but I am going to choose. And so that, instead of kind of tell my mind that it's you can have whatever you want. There's nobody saying you cannot, but you can make choices. And it's nice to know and be educated, though, a little bit on what to choose, because the insulin spiking is up and down. That can be really hard on your body, and then when to keep them like the lower glycemic fruits are a little better than the high sugary. And when you understand that, it's easier to make that choice. Like, I love strawberries and I love bananas, but the strawberries are going to be a little lower in sugar, right? So that's going to be probably your better choice, right? So.
Well, and let me just say in reference to that too, one of the keys is I like to teach people about how insulin actually works. And if you look at a clock on the wall, and you have the 12 at the top of the clock, and then you've got the 3, and you've got the 6, and you've got the 9, and you're back up at the 12. That process happens in a window, and it's a little bit different for everybody, but it usually happens in a window between 3 and 4 hours. Okay. So when you start at the 12, here's pure insulin. And then as you get to the 3, you're releasing certain chemicals in your body, and then those chemicals combine with other chemicals at the 6, and then when you get to the 9, so this process of chemicals being released is what we're calling balanced insulin. So when people, and that's why eating more often is so important, because if you want to keep that insulin balanced to where you don't go through those huge, deprivation or spike changes, the more often you eat within that threshold. But here's something that's really important too, is that everybody has different types of hormonal issues going on.
Ooh, that's so true.
Yeah, and so in understanding that, we want to be mindful of how we're feeling when we eat certain foods. So example wise is broccoli is a low glycemic, but it's very, very high in helping people to keep energy for longer periods of time. So that alone right there, what I mean by that is stay mindful of how your body feels, because some people have what we call food allergies, autoimmune resistance disorder, leaky gut. These are things that are happening in our bodies more so as a result of how our foods are being grown these days. So I really like to bring this awareness to people so that they're more mindful of listening to what's going on inside of them.
It's wonderful to hear about broccoli. It's wonderful to hear about that, and that it has the ability to make you feel full longer, as does healthy fats, eating healthy fats.
That's
right. And so and fiber, and broccoli has a lot of fiber, which is so important, right? But what about the exercise piece? I'm curious about that, because as a woman past 50, I am, really finding that using physical exercise, and specifically weightlifting for women beyond the age of 50, is really supportive. Do you find that is true?
Yeah, but part of it too is that you hear all the time from women, you know, we're busy, we've got busy lives, and creating that balance of time for exercise is difficult for a lot of people. And so I was a personal trainer for a lot of years and owned health clubs, and I listened to this. Well, one of the exercise programs that I created is really related to what's called burst training. Now, burst training is when you spike your body, or you get your body in what's called oxygen debt for anywhere between 30 and 60 seconds. But the rub is with that oxygen debt is you have to repay it between 60 seconds and 2 minutes. And you repay that by deep breathing from your diaphragm. And then you let the air out very slowly, like chi in karate. And what that does is that causes the body to produce all kinds of amazing hormones. And it causes you to burn sugar more, anti-aging, sugar burning, fat burning. It releases all these, like testosterone from women, because we still produce testosterone as women. But you said a woman over 50, I myself am 54. And literally by doing this deep breathing, I'm also creating what's called oxygen purification. And so we're keeping those arteries flowing with blood perfectly. And we're getting, I mean, literally, we're getting the same benefits as going to the gym for 30 minutes to an hour and busting our butts and, you know, maybe not having that time to dedicate. So this is a way that you get the quality results in less time. And I always say 3 times the results.
And how long do you do these intervals? Is it for half an hour, 15 minutes? How long does a session last?
Well, this is the cool thing. Okay, so let me just say that I literally was business partners with a guy by the name of George Snyder for, still over 25 years. He was the man who created women's bodybuilding and held the very first show in 1980. And he owned health clubs in Pennsylvania. And how he would teach these women is he'd say, you know what, listen, our bodies until we hit menopause are preparing us for 9 months of childbirth. And so the important thing is to utilize that lower body more often. But here's the thing that's so cool about it is when you do this burst training, you have different ways that you can do it. Now, one of the ways that I teach is you can do one movement all out, literally for 30 to 60 seconds, every hour for 8 hours. One movement an hour. And you can do it anywhere. So there's no excuses to why you can't do it. You can go to the bathroom at your office and you can do a lunge, you know, in the bathroom at the office. You can stand at your desk and you can squat, and you can do that for 30 to 60 seconds on your chair at your desk, and then deep breathe. And you can do one every hour. That's one way.
Wow.
Now, is there a video of this on your website by any chance?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Tell the audience what the name of that website is again, please.
So the name of the website is sherrygideons.com, and you can go to my programs or you can go to my courses. It's under either one, and it gives you the option for the different programs that I offer, from just the workout video to the nutrition program and some other nutrition programs I have.
Wonderful.
And you call it the 60-second Soul, S-O-U-L, Soul-utions, right?
That's correct, because your soul is the part of you that is saying yes. It's saying yes, like a cog on the wheel. You can call it the law of attraction. You can call it, I like to call it the divine feminine, because it's just saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is the divine feminine. Absolutely.
Burst training. Wow. One exercise per hour.
Now there's other variations to this as well.
Okay.
But that's one that it really shifts a person's mindset. And then we have on the video as well that you can choose between a 4-minute, you can choose an 8-minute, or you can choose a 12-minute version.
And how much is your video?
The video right now is $20.
No brainer, people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so any more tips to have a booty-ful holiday? Do you have any booty tips for us for the booty?
Yeah, so getting back to what I said to you earlier about utilizing the lower body more often. So when we use that lower body more often, what happens is we're lifting the lower butt, we're strengthening our lower core, we're strengthening our quads and our knees. And you don't have to go and do these movements to where, if you're just a beginner, you got to get all crazy. By doing lower body movements, and here's the thing, 5 to 6 days per week, and you don't have to do them a lot. You just choose 3 to 5 lower body movements, whether it's getting on the floor and pushing the heel of your foot up in the air, like you're tapping the heel of your foot onto the ceiling. Or you can do remember the old fire hydrants?
Oh, yeah.
You remember those where you get on your floor?
Like this.
Yeah. Those are actually strengthening your IT bands. They're strengthening your hips, where your glutes or your lower butt ties into that portion of your legs where you like to call it your side saddles or side bags. It's targeting that area right there. Lunges, what those are doing, and I tell people when they're first starting out to use a chair so that you're beginning from a place that you're going to build on eventually where you want to go. So hold on to a chair and then keep your leg bending down and standing up. And you don't have to go fast, like I was saying for the 60-second Soul-ution program in the very beginning. Do it at your own pace so you get comfortable and you step into it to where you feel more stronger and more confident.
That's so amazing. You're such an amazing person. I'm so glad that you're here to share all this wisdom with us.
That's what I love.
Yeah, it's wonderful when you're in your passion and you're doing what you love and you're really doing that soul work, because then it's not even work. It's doing what it is that you love and you show up for it, right? Passionately helping others experience what it is that you're teaching. So it's wonderful to have you here. Thank you for these beautiful holiday gifts. So what would you say to someone that is, faced with going to all these different parties right now, and what's the tip that you would give to somebody for not consuming all these things?
Well, I always tell people to honor the inside and to be mindful in the moment. I mean, you can't change what you're not aware of. And so the more that you just make choices in the moment. So as you're going to these holiday parties, don't go all crazy like you think you're going to be going without if you don't, pour it on all these different tastes of foods. Allow yourself to enjoy, allow yourself to taste some really awesome foods, but don't go overboard. And then here's the thing. If you do, don't beat yourself up. Recognize that, you know what? Tomorrow is a new day to begin again and begin from there.
Love
Perfect.
That.
Yeah.
I just love the stories of people that, like, you went from anorexia to now you teach other people health. It's just so amazing. There's so many people that overcome their adversities and then they turn into teachers and they share their wisdom. And you're just an epitome of one of those people. And I just admire you so much. I'm so grateful for you coming on and sharing your spiritual wisdom too.
Well, and that's the beauty of, so much that all of us face as human beings is as we go through these life's experiences, hopefully we learn from them. But the value that those experiences bring to us is what's, really amazing, because where I am in myself now is I can meet people right where they're at. I'm not meeting people who are saying, you haven't felt my pain, you haven't walked in my shoes and lived my story, because ultimately I have. And I made the decision to persevere. I made the decision to grow in here. And that's the difference.
And we're going to close with this. Thank you so much, Sherry Gideon, for being here. Hummingbird Jewel for bringing these beautiful guests to our show. Thank you, beloved audience. Happy holidays, and we'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, My name is Janet Hickox, and I want to tell you a little story about a story and how my friend Kornelia Stephanie helped me through to the other end of that story. I have gone from the dark of a story I was telling myself that wasn't true to the light of optimism to see my way out of where I was and to where I want to go. And it all started with her scheduling a session for me to help me reclaim my money or my financial empowerment. Up until that point, I had been telling the story that my business was dying, that my business was not successful anymore. And the more I tried to figure out what was going on, the worse I felt about it. And when I had to get ready to do the session with Kornelia, she asked me to go look at the numbers and where I was through the year to date, and then also to come prepared with a number that I wanted to raise my income to. Well, I was quite comfortable with that part, right? I knew where I wanted to be. What I wasn't comfortable with doing is going and looking up those numbers, but I made myself do it, even though I tried to backpedal my way out of the session. She didn't know that, but I was going to try to get myself out of the session. And I looked up those numbers, and it was incredible that I discovered through that process that my business wasn't dying. In fact, I was doing 12% better than I had the year before. So I was shocked. I was shocked literally at the power of the story that I had been telling for months. But more than that, I was shocked that I had allowed myself to get there. And later in that day when I had my session with Kornelia, she pointed out some very obvious things like, how are you going to get where you want to go if you don't know where you want to go? How are you going to get there if you don't have the goals written out, if you don't have it set up so that you know where you are and where you're going to go? Totally makes sense, right? I had been in business, somebody else's business, as a sales manager for years, and I was a national sales manager. I had awards for sales management. I had business awards because of numbers. And yet when it came to doing my own business, I totally forgot all that I'd ever learned. So by the time Kornelia, working with me in just one session, got me to look deeper at the numbers and where did I want to go, and actually, claiming where I wanted to go, I was filled with a sense of optimism and hope like you can't believe. It was like everything shifted for me. And I am so looking forward to our continued sessions to see how far I can really push myself to get where I've only dreamed of being, where I've never taken the dream and actually brought it into concrete existence. So thank you, Kornelia, for the work that you're doing out there. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to see where I go from here.